Hello, it is Whitney Magic, and welcome to this spontaneous, lovely live stream, both on Twitter and on YouTube. I really want to drop in here as we are seeing crypto pumping and rising all around. We love this. And I particularly love the onboarding side of things. For any of you who don't know, my passion is speaking to beginners and newbies about crypto, about why it's here, around why pulsechain is such a great undervalued investment opportunity, how exponential wealth, financial freedom, all these things are possible in their world if they can align themselves to the future. And I really I love demystifying a lot of the truths and everything that comes with it. So I really want to take some time as we are experiencing the pumps in the market to be able to help drop in some conversations that have really worked for me. If anyone hasn't known, been in crypto for 4 years, but for the last year, I have made it 100% my identity to be the crypto girl. And I currently live here in Austin, Texas. I have gone around and I am the crypto girl. And I love talking about crypto a lot to people. And that has helped me pick up a lot of data points around conversations and things that people fear, hesitate with, all the things. And then also how I can help neutralize and harmonize some of that so it can shift to excitement for people. So really, I would love this to be a space. If you want to just drop on in, feel free to say, hey. It also helps me understand who's here, who's vibing, what the energy is in the space. I love responding and reacting. And I'm just, I like to say I'm a pro at onboarding in different ways. I know that there's so many other brilliant minds in this space right now. So I'm just going to be speaking about what I know on this space and what my experience has been, so that hopefully you can come in and recruit some of your loved ones in your life to hop on the same team as you, to understand this crypto opportunity so that they don't get left behind and they don't buy in like a plebe when the market is high and then say that crypto is evil, but instead they've just really bought at the wrong time. So anyways, hey, and I do know that a lot of us are going to be experiencing a lot more conversations from our loved ones with more attention, more eyeballs, and everything else in between. So I really do love this to be a safe space for people to be able to come and lead with a lot more curiosity around crypto rather than my way is the highway. I know how everything works. So anyways, drop on in. My energy has been quite high today, so I just thought I would share it with you all. Also, one other thing I wanted to be able to share is, yes, I'm going to be talking a lot about onboarding, but also one of the things, thanks, Pastor Abdul, I have to say, I know you do. One of the things that I have built is I kept having the same conversations with everyone around, what is crypto? Why is it here? Blah, blah, blah. So I created a free 90-minute class that is called Are You Crypto Curious? And it's really designed for people who are crypto curious. If you do have any loved ones, this is just a free tool and free resource. I should figure out a way to drop this in for you all. I'll go grab that link. But really, if anyone does want to sign up and they do just want to be able to watch this back or have a loved one watch it back, if you are someone who's an expert in crypto as well, and you just want to be able to figure out what are some of the talking points that really land with people, I think we can all benefit a lot just from the onboarding conversations. And that may even just help some of the connections and the relationships in your world of people who don't necessarily get the crypto stuff yet. So anyways, I'm going to drop the link in right now. If anyone does want to check out my website, it's queenofmillions.com. Let me find this Crypto Curious Masterclass. What is new? How is everyone doing today? I'm sure we're all loving the pump of the prices. There's that masterclass. It is for free. Do what you want with it. I'm just loving making resources for everyone, but I do have a community. I have a 101 crypto program that begins tomorrow. This is my 4th cohort. I brought 50 people into the space already who absolutely love it. I just love the stuff. So, safety, simplicity, all the things. We just want people to be empowered and to make money and to feel excited about their financial future. I don't know if that's what you want, but that's what I want. I have also found, just in my own personal journey of coming into crypto, this has been a huge journey of just calibrating to different levels of power, like power within myself. And being a woman, I know I can speak from being a woman, but a lot of women don't trust in themselves necessarily or trust in their power. And I have found understanding, 4 years ago, I was not financially literate at all. And then I said, I want to pull my retirement fund out and put it into crypto and understand how this world works. And it was with that ownership that I was saying, I choose this pathway. I choose claiming more of my own power. And I find for women in particular, but also like I assume for men as well, this process of crypto investing and taking ownership of your money and understanding how the world is so interconnected is a huge selling point to people to live a life that is more authentic to them, a life that feels more mission driven, that feels more purposeful, that is filled with more freedom. Like these are all things that people want. They don't necessarily understand that crypto is the vehicle for that, but you've experienced it in different ways, haven't you? Haven't you? Tell me all the ways. So anyways, when we're talking about onboarding, one thing I really do love teaching about people, and I keep saying this, I'm like, I'm sure you guys will experience this way, but anyways, I'll just tell you the way that I really speak about it for a lot of people that lands really well and really intuitively for the human without having to go super far into tech and into the jargon is really emphasizing that crypto is like the internet. I do have this beautiful stat, this beautiful picture. I don't have it today, but anyways, there's a visual of right now crypto is at like 560 million users. The internet is at 10x more than that today. Well, that's 5 billion. And so that numerical value, that thing, people can start to see user-wise, obviously, like crypto is like the internet, but back in 1999, back before it blew up. And you can fear crypto, but if you're just fearing crypto, you're just fearing the future. Or you can start to get on board with this. So I even love that the image and the line that comes with, like, what if you invested in Apple or Microsoft back before the dot-com boom? What would your wealth be like today? How much freedom would you have? How would your life change? How would your power shift? What would you like to create in the world? It typically creates a lot of questions in people's minds, but we love that curiosity. That curiosity is possibility. It lives in that field for people to start to dream, to be like, oh, maybe crypto is that thing that will help set me free. Maybe crypto, maybe I can take ownership of my finances. Maybe it's not as crazy as I thought it was. Possibility. We want to like imprint more of that into people's worlds. So one really powerful way, going back, just really anchor in that crypto is the future. And that part, I even think that I love to ask questions. Like when you're onboarding people or having conversations who are curious about the crypto space too, it's really leading with this feeling of, I put a line out there. So I can even say, okay, the future, crypto is the future. And then I like to take a pause and ask people, like, I'm just having like one-to-one conversations. I'm like, what's coming up with you? What fears do you have? Do you believe me? Do you not? What questions do you have? And so, like I said at the beginning of this, it's creating a safe container, a safe conversation for people to know that their opinion is welcome, their fears are welcome, all their things are welcome, their uneducation is welcome, because they need to begin somewhere. And it helps with us having curiosity for someone else to be like, hey, I understand where they would like to get to, but I want to get myself into their seat, in their shoes today. So what is that going to take for me to understand what's going on in the space and what information they need to be connected with so that they can feel empowered by their financial decisions? They may feel nervous about crypto because they don't know everything about it, but they can lean into it. Yeah. We just really want a safe space for their curiosities to exist. Okay. Another thing I'm going to layer in, because you may create a safe space, but then you may overwhelm and burn their nervous system out with like too much tech jargon and all the things. And quite honestly, when I'm talking about crypto, I am not even name dropping any coins, because my goal is not to be able to pitch pulsechain. My goal is not to pitch Ethereum. I may use, or it's not to pitch any of the latest, hottest things or not. That's not my intent. Instead, my first intent is to get them to say, yes, crypto is for them or not. And so even just realizing where people are at is, you don't need to get them into the coins yet, but instead you want to say, hey, are you someone who wants to play in this exponential wealth arena? Hey, do you want freedom for yourself? Oh, you do? Okay, got something for you. Is crypto for you? You want them to feel really filled with a lot of yes energy and even more curiosity, because you're like, hey, here's the deal. There's well over 50,000 different coins in the crypto world, not to mention over 1 million different meme coins. We're not going to get into any of the coins, but I do want you to be filled with this energy and this excitement and this curiosity that crypto's for you. Don't worry, I'll be able to help you and hold your hand into other coins. But just start to notice, like, some of the conversation threads that go on with this is you don't need to project pulsechain is the thing. You may be able to share some excitements that you feel around certain things, or different, like, I like to align to like coins that have a minimum of 10 to 20x minimum. People love to feel that. They're opening up their eyeballs like, what? So it's just noticing the conversation threads that we're coming up with and the end goal that we're trying to welcome people into in the space. So peeling you guys into my world. Other things that I really love talking about that spark things for people is talking more about how money in crypto is just energy. I carry a lot of spiritual backgrounds. I resonate with a lot of spiritual beings, people, humans, not just, you guys get it. And also I'm wondering, is there a Twitter thread? I don't even know if there's Twitter conversations that go on, but I see my little faces popped up over here. Anyways, we're going to see what goes on. Oh no. Okay. Anyways, sorry guys. I'm still learning how all this stuff works, but I see my YouTube comments. We got some things in there. I'd also just love if you want to say hey, because it makes me feel a little more hey. But going into this, I think that people fear a lot of things with crypto because they already feel like they don't know enough. And we all know there's a lot of information to learn in the crypto world. And so my number one goal is not to overwhelm people, but instead to merge them with information in a way that actually clicks with them, in a way that starts to make sense for them. And a way that makes sense for a lot of humans is instead of seeing crypto as finance, yes, you make money from it, but instead crypto is about tracking change in the world. It's the science of change. It's the science of human behavior adapting to a new world. It's the science of how things are adopted, how the future is built. People can see that. People also want to vibe with the future. We all know those feelings. So sharing all this, because when you can start to soften the walls around crypto, which is already something that feels super heady for people and super overwhelming and gets them to shut down a little bit, if you can start to soften that, you get to flip the frequency. You get to flip the conversation. You get to flip the emotions that live within someone from going from walls up to, oh, I get to drop my walls. And I've already mentioned this, but if you're just signing on right now and you're not someone who wants to go into the whole onboarding journey, I do have a 90 minute to 2 hours type of masterclass call around, are you crypto curious? I love sharing this with loved ones and anyone. Just really, my intent is to get this information into people's hands so they can make better decisions for themselves and get in at price points like these. Not in 3 months or in 6 months, because we all know the market's going to be shifting and changing. So if you do want anyone, I'm also going to be teaching this live every 2 weeks. So feel free, people can sign up, drop into my group, drop into the call. I would love to just educate and empower people. It's in the comment section. So he said, comment section, we have, who believes the hardest? Yeah, exactly. I've actually found that a lot of my students going through the process, well, like a lot of times when I'm talking with people, they're like, I want your passion. I want your conviction. We all know the feelings, like the crazy eyes that all of us get. Maybe you don't have them, but I definitely do in this. So I'm reflecting back to you. But it's truly who believes the hardest. And I find a lot of the journey of crypto is like, yes, we're saying micro yeses all along the way. So you're saying yes to crypto. And then you're saying yes to, I want to build my crypto conviction. Because ultimately, when we're talking about a conviction, we're talking about a relationship. Someone's saying, I'm taking the step in. I'm committing to, whether that's a program or I'm committing to being in a group. I'm committing to these things. If anyone wants to commit to anything or have a loved one, I'm teaching a 101 program that begins tomorrow. But all that to be said, you want to commit so that you are building your relationship and your conviction to crypto being a part of your life. Because when you're putting your money in alignment with crypto, with the future, with these things that you believe in, you're also putting your energy. So if you're putting your energy into certain rooms, or you're hanging out with certain people, or you're going to, let's say you're devoted to going to church every single Sunday, you're putting your energy into that because you're convicted in your relationship to God, to Jesus, to insert whatever God you pray to. You're convicted. Same thing happens with crypto, as we all know. And so I find there's a really cool tipping point where people can first say, yes, I want to spend more time in crypto. And then the next point goes, wait, I want that passion that you have. I want to have that strong conviction. How do you know that it's going to go to the moon, or that you're going to do really well and your freedom's filled with future? People want that contagious energy and that conviction. I think definitely, especially in the world we live today, there's a lot of, the world's lacking that confidence and that conviction in what we believe in. I really love that you use the word believe on it. It's such a simple one, but with so much, like, being in the information era, we're so overwhelmed by so much information at times that I find a lot of people just get shut down. And the easiest response for them is, I don't know. I don't know. It's a really easy scapegoat response. I don't know. Of course you don't know, because you haven't allowed yourself to believe in something. And so I find the people in this world who are the strongest believers in something are the people who are also going to be the most successful, and to create a life that is on their own terms, to create a life that is filled with more freedom, to be able to live a life that is fulfilling, mission driven, all the things. Crypto simply gets to become that tool for people. And so it's remembering that even as we're talking to people and onboarding people, like, ultimately this is a sales process, because we're trying to sell someone on the dream. But it doesn't have to come from sales energy. Instead, we're simply saying, I have something that I know is actually the answer to your prayers. You say you want freedom. You say you want to live a life that is more in alignment with yourself, that is filled with more time with your loved ones, that is actually like you being able to invest or to be able to put your money into things that you care about in the world. People are like, yeah, that's what I want. And you're like, cool. Well, I have this crypto investing thing, which is kind of a no-brainer if you start to study this stuff and learn how this is related to the future. Right? But you have to add some like excitement and some zest for them in that way. So anyways, that's one thing I've really loved about this whole like onboarding experience, is watching the mini transformations go on in people's eyes. And also, like, internally for my own self, I feel super detached. I'm like, I don't need to project myself onto you. I don't need to be right. I simply love this stuff and I'm curious about you as a human. And that's enough for me. And if you think a different thought in the day, then cool. Maybe you'll come back to me. Maybe you'll keep asking more questions. If you ask another question, that's a success. Yeah, I like this. Sell the sizzle, not the steak. Exactly. People will realize once they have it when they're here. I notice this time and time again in my world. Okay, little backstory for my own self is, so I have a community called Queen of Millions. And in that space, that's like my crypto community. Once people make it through my program, they then get to opt in for that. And people really opt into that to be able to build their relationship to crypto, to understand what's going on in a way that doesn't feel overwhelming for them, and to create their conviction from there. What's been so cool is, like, I don't have a lot of time. Like, I share a lot, but also my students, I like open up the mic because I'm like, this is a community as well. And they'll talk back and they'll share things to me about their relationship to crypto and what they're seeing and what they're feeling. And oftentimes they'll say things that live within me that I haven't told them. Like the other day I had a student, like they all say this, where they're like, crypto is such a spiritual process. And it really is, because they've chosen it as, like, they get it, they see it, they understand how it's aligned to the world that we're building, the new earth that is there, and how the old systems are fading away and they're stepping into something new. They've said this because of their experience in their relationship to crypto, and to their investments, even though their investments haven't taken off yet, because some of these just where they've come in at, but they can still see the system that they're stepping into and the future that is ahead of them. So it's selling the sizzle in the sense of the lifestyle that's created for that. The sizzle also helps them to be able to remind them of the importance of doing the work around education and finding people who excite them about the education process. Like, we all know what it's like to go to school when like you're not excited about something. Or doing homework when you're like, this is annoying. Please go away. So it's a matter of sizzle, your freedom lives here. Hey, your life can dramatically be changed in a year. Hey, what if, where would you like to be living? Who would you like to be working with? What would your daily lifestyle like to be like? What would all those things be? Okay, cool. You want that? Well, you know what that means is you're going to have to do some work. You have to work on your relationship to money because money's not going away. And you know what the cool thing is? You have this amazing once in a lifetime opportunity. It's called crypto investing. And I actually have a thing for you. It's called pulsechain. Come on in, please. Is that an easy sell? Cheaper, faster, better. Yeah. Amazing community. Yeah. What else? Let's keep on going. Cool. Okay, cool. What else? What are y'all feeling? Who else is in the room? I see we have 48 eyeballs in the space, and it's a little quiet in the chat space. So, like I said, we've been talking about onboarding and just like the science of onboarding. I freaking love it. I talk to a lot of, in particular for my own self, I've spoken on multiple stages here at conferences around Austin, Texas in particular, to mostly spiritual communities that also want to be able to hold wealth. So it's been conferences talking about the blend of God, spirituality, and abundance. And then it's been a few other containers as well, business containers, entrepreneurship containers, but it's talking to other stages and other places of people who are not already investing in crypto, but they do want freedom. Freedom is my constant thread. So, okay, I would love to hear, why are you in crypto? Is it for freedom? Is it to be a rebel, to be part of the rebellion? Is it to be right? That's a good one. What else is there? I have some bubbly water I'm going to be diving into. Well, I'm already halfway through. Some nice blueberry lemon. So to drink more nice drinks. All right. I guess the chat space is pretty quiet today. Where else am I going to ramble with you guys today? Okay, I'm feeling okay. So one thing is, I've been so lit up as a woman in the space, in the finance world. I mean, my backstory, I shared this a little bit earlier, but just like, I came to crypto 4 years ago and I had financial literacy of nada. I left my corporate engineering career and I was like, I am on a mission to build freedom for myself, but I have no idea what that looks like. I left Washington, D.C. and I flew halfway around the world to Bali, Indonesia. And it was at that point that I started chatting with different people in a way. And I was like, what do you do? How do you do things? And someone very quickly spoke to me about crypto. And that guy became my mentor and got me into the space. And so I share this because as a woman in the space, I have definitely felt multiple, like, I could talk about the narratives, the inner voices that go on just as being a woman in finance. But more than anything, it has really been around, like, okay, guys, you're making me nervous now, but it's really been around speaking out publicly to everyone. And so I find, just as being a woman, there's been a lot of, and I find this, a lot of the women that I do work with, we all get nervous around, like, are we right? Are we going to get things wrong? There's a lot of like perfectionism that goes on with being a woman in finance, because it also doesn't feel like our natural state. And so that's why I find it really is important to have that blend of emotions and compassion and empathy that does get brought into the crypto world, or it doesn't often get brought into the crypto world, but I like to bring it into the crypto world, to remind ourselves that, hey, we are doing something that is different. We're also doing something that is totally different, like generationally. Just being a woman in finance. Okay, wait, actually I have a fun fact for you guys. So it wasn't too long ago that women were the first ones who, or women were able to finally own a credit card in their name and not their husband's. What year do you think that was? Drop down a name. I'm going to be quiet. but I also want to hear a year. Can you guys just entertain me, please? Okay, fine. I'll entertain myself. It was 1973. That was the first year that a woman could actually own a credit card in her name. And so when I've like been studying that and just like the energy that goes behind it, like multi-generationally, so many women have not felt that empowerment around their finances or that excitement around being able to make decisions for themselves. Like I could go back and what that meant, my grandma couldn't own a credit card in her name for probably like systems were set up not to support her. And so the financial systems were even set up to not support her to be a sovereign woman. It wasn't until the 1960s that women could actually own a bank in their own name. So like all of these things were just going back to disempowering women financially. And so I find that when women come into crypto, yes, there's already the tech jargon. There's all these things where people feel behind and overwhelmed by all the information. But then there's also this level of generationally, we're passed along with all, like I can feel it for my own self of like mother, grandmother, all these things of women choosing to not take ownership of their finances or their financial decisions in different ways, and instead being like, that's a job for the man. We know it's not the truth. We're in 2024. But still, just recognizing and realizing that like for women, that is a nervous thing that does come up. And even I could feel it for my own self when I was like sharing of like me stepping out publicly into crypto. Like that was something like I definitely had the intellect, I had the confidence around my own relationship to crypto, but I was like, I have to come out and speak about finance, like da da da. And it's like, yes, if you want to help more women into the space, if you want to live a life that is mission driven, if you want to keep on this crypto movement momentum and talk about things that you're passionate about, yes, you have to put yourself out there. So I bring this up just because with women, it is like one of my like core soul things of like, I just want more women into the space. And it's recognizing and realizing that for women, there's different things that come up. Yes, we need intellect. Yes, we need information, but we also need excitement, passion, caring, compassion, empathy. And that those things don't have to be spoken about. Like I don't have to tell women, oh, we haven't had rights to a bank or a credit card growing up for so many years. Like, no. They don't need to know that stuff. But it's just understanding that sometimes the emotions do run deeper. And patience is a thing, a really big thing. So I love being super thorough with my people, super patient, super curious. And I just find if there's a loved woman in your world who you've been trying to get into crypto, sometimes they do connect with women energy better. So if you do want to send them over any of my stuff, feel free to send anything my way, my stuff to them. I like to say if I can help any one person think one different thought in a different way, job well done. And also if you've taken anything from this so you can speak to them in a softer, more loving or more curious way around crypto and maybe shifted them to a lens of financial empowerment or excitement. It's not just about the finances. If you want to see it from like a deeper level, it's really about building, for my own self, it was around building inner confidence and trust in myself. Crypto's been a huge gift for that. Is yes, I can make the moves. And yes, I can also have the gains by making the moves. So it's realizing that part. And then also realizing that as I'm building more wealth, as I'm building more money, that's more energy, that's more power. And a lot of women typically are scared of that power game that goes along with this. Or they're scared of having more power or taking up more space. And so it's not having to see all those layers, but instead it's seeing crypto investing is a tool to help calibrate yourself to more levels of power, of more bigness in this world, of you being a tool, of being able to create more change. So it's not just about being women. Of course, men could do this, are doing this as well. I've experienced this, and many men in the space too. It's finding things and ways to express your power and noticing that you are making a change in the world. And that with more money, you get to put that into things to be able to build and invest into a future that you want to see. It's going out and noticing what are the things that light you up, that also may stoke a fire within you, being like, I want to change that, and I want to be the change in the world that does that. So I I just love talking about wealth. I love talking about money. I love talking about relationships to money, even if it triggers me as well. It's like revealing the inner works, vulnerability goes a long way. But since y'all are pretty quiet in the comment section, nothing to buzz off of besides myself, which is kind of amazing that I've gone for 30 minutes with that. Got a few comments from you guys, but I just really want to wrap this up with a little frosting on top of the cupcake. Maybe a little sprinkles, a little cherry on top. Is what is the icing? What is the cherry on top? We all know that we are in life-changing times. Life-changing times financially in the crypto space. Oh, hey, Access. We're here in life-changing times. Yay. Okay, cool. Now you guys are bright lights. Oh, great. Okay, cool. We are here at life-changing times. And we also know that we care a lot about the other people in our world as well. A lot of times being the change that you want to see in the world is one stepping stone. So definitely have seen multiple leaders in our own space shine in different ways, which has helped other people bring things into their world as well. And so it's recognizing and realizing that the more you get to step into your excitement, into your passion, to your things, the more that you can also at times help be a stepping stone and a bright light for someone else who may be calling to crypto, who may be wanting more freedom in their life. But as we had the comment above, is you need to sell the sizzle. You need to remember that people need to be reminded of why we're actually in crypto is for the freedom. It's for the power. It's for the impact. It's for the future life we are creating. It's for delayed gratification. It's really for delayed gratification. And we live in a world where obviously delayed gratification is not as sexy, or people don't see it, but they love to see the back end of what you have. And they're like, oh, that was so great for you. And you're like, did you know all the things that I had to sacrifice along the way? Do you know all the things I had to learn? Do you know all the things that I had to lean into discomforts when you were choosing the sweets and the sugars and the frivolous enjoyments in different ways? Yeah, I did that because I knew what I was signing myself up for. I knew the future I was creating. So just remember, a lot of times people in this world that we are surrounded with are sucked into the dopamine. They are sucked into the mainstream narratives. They are sucked into the old ways of being, the outdated ways of being, shall I say, because they don't know a different way. And so we simply get to act as a lighthouse, a bright light for someone else to find a different pathway. But for that to be the case, we need to create a relationship with them, or not even relationship in relationship sense, but have a curiosity for them, for the human behind the scenes, for all the different things of how they want to get into it, so you can help soften the energy that comes around crypto. Because I will tell you, I cannot tell you how many people just come to me and they say, this feels so overwhelming. But when you talk about this, it feels simple. It feels approachable. So it's just realizing that the go-to energy that people feel around crypto is already, this is overwhelming. I'm going to shut down mode. They need someone to talk about it in a different way, or to ask them a question in a different way, or for you to share an experience of the things that it is gifted, or the things that it is gifting you, or the things that it has gifted other people in the world. They need other case studies. So remember, if you want anyone to be able to adopt and to hop on our train with us and ride the pulse chain, choo-choo. we need to start talking about crypto in a different way. It helps connect with people. That helps land, like hits emotionally. Because really, like, the emotions are what sell people. The emotions are what get people to change. Oh, comment section. You guys make me so happy, so proud. Okay, cool. Bright light. Honestly, seeing your name, Bright Light Crypto, that's why I just kept throwing in being a bright light. So thank you so much for popping up. Love your hard work. Keep up the greatness. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Access, you too, with the adoption. We're doing so good. Jay, I love your content and your belief and mindset. Keep sharing your knowledge. I'll be watching and cheering you on the rest of Pulse Chain. Yeah. So pumped. Guys, And this is the other thing with pulsechain too, is like a little reminder that like we all know how the market's like we're pumping right now for the past few days, which is great. We may not also be pumping to the same levels that the rest of the crypto space may be going on, because we're just kind of like in the next little bit, just because we would be waiting for ETH to pump type of a thing. And so it's kind of reminding that at this time too, as a community, this is amazing, amazing. Like I get so excited. I'm like, we get more time for onboarding at lower prices, because like if we're waiting on ETH, then like we get a little more space. Amazing, amazing. Then we get to convert some really great pulsechain people, because what is undervalued? Pulsechain. What will stay undervalued? Pulsechain until we pump. Okay, cool. Got it good. Eco filter. Hey, the jargon melts into common culture like icing. I don't know if I agree with you, or I don't know if that landed correctly for me, but the jargon definitely hits in a certain way. I don't know if it melts into more like melts over their consciousness brain of like gush and muck, and they're like, what are we talking about? I don't know if it's like icing. I try to stay away from the jargon as much as I can for humans, and just talk about like the change that goes on, and how we're aligning to the future. Okay, honestly, one thing, we're gonna go down this little rabbit hole. People love like I found any presentation I've been having, any conversation I've been having with people, and I just start talking about like, well, the world we live in today, like, can you tell me about all the problems? Like, do you think that there's problems in the world? And people just start laughing at me. They're like, ha, we get it. I was like, in my mind, I'm like, that wasn't a joke, but I'm glad that was a joke. We all know that there's problems in this world. So anyways, people are feeling like, I bring this up just because one emphasis point around crypto is really around the importance of times are changing in the world. The world is a little bit, and we want to be aligned to the solutions. You want to be aligned to the solutions, right? You want to be excited about the future, right? You want to be optimistic, right? Well, what's your experience with crypto? I find that it's lifted me with so much more optimism, and I understand how the world works. That's cool. People actually want to understand how the world works, so that they're not on their own like little psychological island. I experienced that for most of my life. And I find the more that you can understand how the crypto world works, the more that you get to speak this like interconnectedness language of like, oh, everything's working in the world. Oh, I can see how like the world is not going there, but like I want to align to that. And I like that. And even if it's just a percentage of my money, I vote for that. And it's like they get to vote for the future they want to see and they want to be a part of. It's just like why anyone like follows a sports team. Actually, I'm not the best person to talk about that analogy. I don't particularly love watching sports. I would rather play them, but I don't love watching sports. So anyways, you can carry that on if that's an analogy that works for you. Why do you invest your time and energy? And if you gamble on any sports things, why do you do that? Is it because you want to bet on a winning future? I think that's partially why we invest in crypto, because we want to bet in the future world. But I think we also know what's happening in the world. We have some numbers, we have some math to be able to help support it. And we also have a lot of adoption and excitement in others who validate us as well. So all these things, we're just gonna keep on having a lot more adoption in the whole crypto space collectively, as we all know, especially in these coming weeks, months. It's gonna be exciting times. It's not slowing down. And also, we are going to have a lot more friends and family and coworkers and people on the streets and of all sorts reaching out to us if they know that you nerd out about crypto. And I invite you, be an ally. Tell them, share. What's your experience like? Maybe keep it less on the tech side. But why are you doing the things? Maybe the tech side, but read the audience, you know. But anyways, why are you doing the things? Why are you brought to crypto? Why does it excite you even from the beginning perspective? Like, why did you originally begin in crypto? And just realize and remember those people who are coming to crypto are going to be at the beginning point that you were. What was the first thing that like bit the bug for you? Bit the bug. Bug bit you? Crypto bug? Personally, for me, it was like seeing the automation world and seeing how we are going very much like pattern-wise in the world. We are going from we went from the industrial era. Then we have where we are right now, the information era. And now we are shifting into the automations in the system era. And part of that is the AI. Part of that is the crypto. Part of that is the blockchain. Everything is going to be automated, as we all know. And if we can see the patterns, if you're like, oh, well, duh, it's obvious. Like, duh, it's obvious. We're going from doom to doom to doom. If that's the case, then you ask them, if it's so obvious, then why don't you align your money and your energy to this stuff? Oh no, it's too risky. But is it actually risky? Is it? If we're shifting to it and obviously more people are coming into it, do you want to just be early to the party, or do you want to be late to the party? I mean, it's pretty boring to be late to a party. You want to like actually enjoy the party, right? You want to actually get rich off this stuff. You want to actually like have freedom. You want to like live a great story, live a great life, right? Right? That's what crypto gives us. Live a great story. So anyways, I've spoken today a lot for a lot of hours about my passion with crypto and just being like, it's time to rally the troops. For anyone also who has been dropping in, I am teaching. Tomorrow begins the 4th round of my Crypto 101 program. I love it so much. It's a 5-week journey, and it's designed for beginners to be able to set everything up. Basically, I don't tell them that I'm selling them on pulsechain, but they end up making it into pulsechain because it becomes the obvious thing once I teach them my framework to spotting high growth cryptos. And just the narratives in the crypto space, they're like, oh, duh. We all know pulsechain is such an obvious thing. But anyways, that program begins tomorrow. If you do have a loved one that would be curious about that, feel free to go onto my website, queenofmillions.com, and look at the Crypto 101 program. It's a loaded thing. I've had over 50 people go through it. I continuously keep on reiterating the program based on what people's needs are. I obviously leave myself with a whole lot of curiosity. And I ask people what is up and what they need. And I have added a whole lot of stuff to that. But the cool thing is they can get into crypto, build out their security, create a thesis, an investing plan, diversification, everything, like get their base information within under 25 hours. So it's really concise, and really anchors in the common things that they need to know. And then they'll have to do some more research, but it's really, really, really concise, really supported. And it feels very much like I'm holding their hand in the process as well. So I absolutely love that space. I'm so excited for tomorrow to get rolling with that one. What else? Life has just been feeling really good. Really, really good. One other thing that's been really nice is like, as we're all going through this process of anchoring it, like, yes, we have to do our work. Yes, we have like our work, and then we have to do our crypto work. And then we have to like, whether that's family or whatever it is. Fortunately, I'm just a single girly, so I don't have to worry about too much of the family stuff. And so I've really been nourishing and nurturing a lot of my fun times with my friends and getting this balance of building this stuff, of bringing more people into the space, but also how can I enjoy the freedom how can I enjoy this time as I'm building more freedom for myself? And a lot of my friends have really leaned into that as other entrepreneurs as well. And we all just really need the connection. But even this weekend, it was so nice, just like going dancing with the girls. Every Sunday we've been doing beach volleyball, which has been so fun. There's a local spring down here in Austin that I absolutely love, jumping in the water with them. And life has just been really good and really rich. So I do hope that at this time, as you guys are all learning and cramming and making moves and all these things, one of the keys that I found with just making financial decisions is like, yes, you have your community. Yes, you have your people. Yes, you have your crypto besties in many different ways. Shout out to the crypto bestie, Rachel. But you also give yourself time to help integrate that information into your body, so that you can make better decisions, financial decisions for yourself, and you can enjoy this process of building wealth for yourself. So I really do. I always remind people, I'm like, whenever you're consuming information, please go out and ground yourself into earth, or go on a walk, or jump into water, or even just take a shower. Like, we need to integrate the information in. And you can't just cram everything in. I know that a lot of people in the crypto space love to do that. But there is a time and a place to be able to integrate this stuff in as well. Even if that is just going off and creating in different ways that you do, whether that is painting, whether that is sharing, whether that is storytelling, whether that's moving your body athletically or not. Do something that just helps you integrate information in and take your brain off the crypto space. Because there is a max capacity for information. I know we have a lot of big brains in the space. But for us to become better listeners and to become better friends, better everything in our world, it does take integration of information so our body can catch up with the shifts that are going on in the big brain world. Our body needs to shift. I've actually been doing a lot of embodiment practices. I've been in the middle of a 21-day challenge, which has been so fun. It's been a mix of moving meditations. So I'll do my normal meditation and then I'll drop in for like these 10-minute moving sessions. And it's so great to embodiment practice. If anyone isn't familiar, it's like just moments that you're able to drop into your body. We spend so much time up here or consuming information in different ways, but we also have this huge, beautiful gift of a gem of a body. And I even for my own self, I find like just dropping the energy from here and like into my heart energy is just something that I do have to shift more of and be a little more conscious of. And embodiment practices have helped me so much. It helps me just zoom out and be like, oh my God, this is the like my human experience. I like amplified too much and I made too many drama things. And embodiment practices really help me like zoom out as if I was a little alien witnessing the whole journey of life, of being like, haha, you're so cute. And also you're like, you're doing a good job. Don't beat yourself up so much. Like go off and go dance with your girlfriends. Please go play in the woods. Please go. Who would love that for you? Okay. So anyways, how are you guys doing? What have you guys been doing to be able to play a little bit more in your world? I feel like this needs, I know we always talk about touching grass in the crypto world. What's something that you did this weekend? I'd love to hear. I know we're all doing cool things. We don't really talk about that all the time. Sometimes bitch about different things in the crypto world. Poke fun at people, play. Anyways, this has been such a lovely, lovely space. I do look forward to having more spaces like this. A lot more spaces like this. I've been playing over on Instagram as well. That's my primary place of playing, not in real life, but as my primary place of onboarding, whether that's real life or it's you debarked a tree. I don't know how did you do that? Anyways, is that with a machine or with your hands? I can just like visualize you like trying to pull the bark off of a tree, or was that from climbing? Did you like? I've been playing a lot over on Instagram. So also if you do have any people over there, or if you're on that as well, my name over there is whitney.magic.crypto. I share a lot of my personal life over there as well. So if you do want to see on some of the fun, plenty over there. I just painted my house. Oh, love that. What color? After acknowledging my identity in Christ, I have more fun in my life. Oh, love that. I love learning crypto and getting more sun and building stuff in the garage. Yay. Oh, I love that. I've been curious with my quest on God. I haven't been as open to Jesus yet. I've been going to church, but I wasn't raised anything. I'm not going to turn this into a religion talk, but my little short realization that I've been having so far is just noticing that God, religion, all these things, it's just about going back to the relationship we have to source. That's where I'm currently sitting at right now in that journey. But thank you. I appreciate you for dropping all that in. I'm happy that you have had a strong identity with Christ and that sense of belonging. I've seen it and witnessed it in a lot of my friends, and I'm so curious about people who do have it. So congrats to you. Getting in more sun. Yes. Tools. Okay, good. I'm glad you used a tool to debark a tree. What are you using the debarked tree for? Are you going to build something with it? Like slice it up? Anyways. I also just love the world we lived in where we're able, like, it's like living a life that is so different, that we are able to think different thoughts. And then it's not just think different thoughts, but it's like thinking outside of the mainstream think. We all know these things. And then see the patterns and zoom out and see the relationships that are beyond that. Okay, color of the house, dark blue with a lighter gray trim and brown porch. Ooh, blue's my favorite color too. Blue and purple. Love that. I've been getting much more into spray painting like on canvases. I haven't been able to figure out my sign. I'm not in a super succinct flow, but I love the methodology, like the inner peace you get from painting and the spaciousness and the repetition, but at the same time you're doing things and you're putting colors on the wall. Anyways, I kind of wish I could paint a house for my own self, but I'm just renting this one. What was your other thought? Oh, wow. The more I have started to pray and read scripture myself without men's commentaries, it's really helped me feel closer. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I think the curiosity runs deep. I have been noticing my willingness. Brian, hey. I've been noticing my willingness to be able to dabble in other spaces and explore more of my own relationship to God. But we all have our own stories, our own things, our own relationships that fuel ourselves and have us feeling connected to the greater world that we're a part of. This is such a lovely space. I also just love talking about the emotions in crypto. So get ready. There will be more of that stuff. It's so nice to see 77 of you guys in the room in the space. Let me think. Do I have anything else coming up? It just feels so good to express and share and speak. So I'm just so pleased to be here. I do have to share. I would love to share that one reason that I am feeling a lot more excited to share more about on this page and on this stuff, and like just sharing the onboarding journey as well and the conversations we can have. When I was speaking at one of my last conferences that I was at, this really cool feeling where like even my audience was like really engaged with me. Like I was asking questions, or I wouldn't even ask questions, but I would pause and then people would raise their hand midway through and just like ask things that were super queued up. And it was really cool to see that like visceral response, that when space is given for curiosity, that the validation comes in, like you're able to witness yourself through someone else's eyes. And so I even share this where for your own self, as you're trying to build confidence, hey, Maddie, as you're trying to build confidence within yourself around anything you do, we have to throw ourselves into spaces that we do feel uncomfortable with, to then not only see ourselves do it and disprove and watch that disbelief come up, but then also to witness the experience sometimes from others, the reflection that they get, the journey that takes place, to then be like, wait, I do want to share more. Wait, there is more that lives within me that wants to come out, but I didn't realize it wanted to be there. So I've found a huge part of my onboarding journey of like helping people into the space has really been my curiosity and my desire to like put myself into rooms and into stages and to talk with people in ways that invoked a lot of discomfort within me. And noticing the discomfort would come up and I would still lean into it. And then it's like you break through little walls little bit by little bit, have little moments back, and then you just keep calibrating to something more. And I find that's even like the process of just being a leader in general, which it's from my own personal belief. This is my opinion of any of us who are in pulsechain at this time. We're all very much here to be part of the innovators. If you look up a really cool chart, share us another time, but the adoption curve is such a cool chart. And to see that we are all here, we're ahead of the early adopters, we're here part of the innovators. Innovator energy takes a natural form of leadership. You have to be a leader in different ways, shapes, or forms. You're going before the masses. And to have that form of leadership, that means that you're leaning into a lot of discomfort. You're saying yes to that in times probably before you realize it. But either way, you have typically a stronger belief, a stronger conviction, a stronger trust in self to be able to take your actions and move and lead with that. So just remember, all of us are leaders in different ways. It doesn't express all in the same ways, but the more that we keep leaning into this and keep leaning into spaces that add a little bit of discomfort into your world, you will be rewarded for it. I can promise, thank you. Like, you will be rewarded for it. So I'm so pleased that I've just continuously been leaning into a lot of energy that has definitely invoked a lot of discomfort within me, to also be like, wow, I'm so proud to look back at the journey and be like, It's amazing. It's amazing how fast you can grow. It's amazing, isn't it? Take a look back at yourself. When was the last time you got into crypto? When was the first time you got into crypto? How much have you grown in that process? Who have you become? How many different versions of yourself have you become? Yes, Maddie. No, you definitely have felt this. When you step up, you step onto the stage. Also, you create the stage. It's so cool all around. I've really been reflecting on this concept for like the past year and a half of like, you build the stage, you build anything that like you like. When I say you, it's like our inner worlds, like we're going through all these like mini initiations and we're building this inner stage that we're ready to step onto. But then quite often when we're ready to step onto it, like for my own self, like I had a lot of relationships and connections to be able to like step into a different way. Into like speak to different audiences and different people that like kind of tested me. And then there would be a little imposter syndrome inside of me being like, who am I the one to talk about these things? Is it little me? And then it's like a little reminder of like, no, remember, you have built the stage. You have built the confidence. Now you need to step onto that stage and just step into that person that you've already become. Like, just do it. So I find a lot of us that are in this space right now, we're all leaders in different ways of our lives, whether that is leading in crypto or leading your community or leading in your family or leading yourself just financially into a world that is younger. And that is filled with a whole bundle of innovators. We are here leaning into the discomfort, but leaning in because we're leaders and we know that there's a reason why we are here. There's a bigger version of ourselves that we are stepping into. That feels like a pretty good way to wrap up this little fireside chat. We need to get the fireside rolling. You guys just got me in my kitchen or my desk kitchen anyways area. But I have thoroughly enjoyed the past. Ooh, we're coming on an hour. I thoroughly enjoyed this past little bit with you all. As I've mentioned, my Crypto 101 program is my signature thing that I absolutely love teaching. We're doing the 4th cohort. It begins tomorrow. Feel free to check that out at queenofmillions.com/crypto101. It's a really intimate space. It's really sweet. I'm really super hands-on with people there. And you can check out the website. It's like everything they need. Super solid foundation. And I find that it's very safe for a lot of women. So I find a lot of loved ones come into the space and just, it's a really shared vibe and energy. There's a huge spirituality crossovers. So even Jesus loving, but also spiritual. It's just like the energetics of money as well. So it really starts to make sense to humans. So that is that. I also have my community called Queen of Millions. And I absolutely love that space. We have weekly calls and chats, and yeah, people in my world are amazing. Thanks for the positive energy. Thanks for the smells. Thanks. Acceptance, kindness. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. And last but not least, if anyone does have anyone who is crypto curious, I do have a free class called Are You Crypto Curious? It's awesome. It's rad. And it's for free. So feel free to go to, I dropped the link way up above. I'm going to drop it in right now. And I can send you the replay, or I will also be posting another date in less than 2 weeks, and I'll be teaching that live again. So I would love to have any loved ones in the space who are crypto curious. Please send them my way. I just love people to talk about people. It doesn't matter if I convert them. I love them to think a different thought. And even if that's them being on your team and supporting you as you are trading, investing, and doing all the things, and just understanding why you're doing the things, I would love to help support in that way too. So without further ado, yeah, I'm so glad you enjoyed Bright Light. 100% great energy, right? All around. I'm like, if I have good energy, I have to share it with people. I have to. So anyways, so blessed that I can drop it on into you guys and send little energy bombs your way. Yay. Okay. Well, we'll stay tuned until the next chat. We'll stay tuned until the next chat. Okay. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you then.